Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Sarah Charlton is the name of the channel. Only 2,560 subscribers. Just a channel I've come across first thing this morning, to be honest. But I've subscribed and liked the video. Seems to know what she's talking about. Reeve's 2025 budget, the biggest tax grab in modern British history. We've got a budget in 1 month and 1 day from today, the 26th of November, is the budget. The latest it can possibly be in the year. Yeah, and then we've got another one in March in 4 months. So that's the kicker here. That this is going to be a real bad budget, but in 4 months' time, at the end of March, we will have another budget as well. So the shitstorm will continue, to be honest. Again, I've covered the economy for quite a while, covered the national debt, ever increasing, covered the problems that this is causing. Again, we've got the migrants, the hotels, the foreigners, the universal credit, you name it, we're giving money away like there's no fucking tomorrow. And all that has ramifications, as I've been saying for quite a while. You can't just print money forever and ever and expect nothing to happen. Bad shit happens, this shit happens. So this is basically the outcome to printing money forever and for printing money forever with no end in sight. You will eventually collapse the economy. So that's kind of what's happening. And the British people will pay for it, is the bottom line here. The British people will pay for it. So, Sarah Charlton here, basically going to tell you what's going to happen in the budget. Again, she seems to know economics. Again, I say most people don't know economics, which is true. Not only does this woman seem to know economics, she understands the ramifications of what could be done when these things are implemented. So I thought I'd just play the video for you, to be honest. Again, Sarah Charlton, I would maybe come and subscribe and for future bagwash, to be honest. Again, she knows, she can explain all this budget and ramifications better than I can, to be honest. So let's go for it, Sarah. Sarah, whichever you want.
Every budget promises fairness, every chancellor promises growth. But this one, Rachel Reeve's 2025 autumn budget, could quietly rewrite the entire tax system without ever raising the headline rates. No 5% income tax hikes, no VAT jumps, just small technical adjustments that reach deeper into every part of your income, your property, and your future wealth. This isn't about politics, it's about protection. Because the 2025 budget could change how every business owner, landlord, and investor in Britain operates. So in this video, we're unpacking it all, line by line, so you can see exactly what's coming, who it hits, and most importantly, how to fight back. So, the first one, the VAT threshold shock. Let's start with the one that could wipe out small business Britain, the VAT threshold. The rumour spreading through.
Right, I'm just going to stop it there. Wipe out small business Britain was something you mentioned there. So, I've said this before. The new world order is where we're going. Small businesses aren't a crack. You know what I mean? Like, they're basically the only businesses that are going to exist are ones that are owned by the global elite. I've mentioned this before. We showed Coca-Cola there the other week. And who owns Coca-Cola, and who Coca-Cola owns, and everybody kind of owns everybody else, and it's all shareholders and BlackRock and all this kind of crack. And basically, if you're not in that clique, then you will not survive, because, again, it's about total control here. Total control, so they don't want businesses that aren't owned by the global elites. Everything's got to be owned by the same people for it kind of all to work. So for a long while now, I've thought that all these smaller businesses, they have to go, really. So there's going to be methods and ways to get rid of the smaller businesses, to cripple them all, basically, financially and economically, with everything that's going on, financially and economically. So I've thought that's always got to be the plan at some point, to get rid of all these businesses that are not owned by the global elites. How do you do that? Well, this is how you do it. And this is only one budget as well. That's what I keep having to remind you is that this is one budget. We have another budget in 4 months' time, and then another one in 6 months after that, and another in 6 months after that. So the budgets keep coming, two a year. Do you know what I mean? Two a year as the economy gets worse and worse and worse as we ever print money. So the budgets get worse and worse and worse till the people have got no money. It's kind of what's happening. It won't happen overnight. It will be a systematic chain of events. This being the first hurdle. Again, another budget in 4 months. Another hurdle. A budget after 6 months. Another hurdle. And every budget systematically will get worse and worse and worse, and they will take more money off the British people. That is what's going to happen. Yeah, anybody who knows economics enough knows that that's what's going to happen. That is what is happening. So again, getting rid of all the small businesses that aren't owned by the global elites.
Accounting circles is this: Reeves could slash the VAT registration threshold from 90 grand to 30 grand in turnover. That's not reform, that's revolution. Because when turnover, not profit, goes above 30,000, HMRC will expect you to register for VAT. That means quarterly submissions, making tax digital, software fees, and meticulous record keeping. Imagine you're a self-employed hairdresser turning over 32 grand a year. You're not wealthy, you're just covering rent, colour products, insurance, maybe a Saturday assistant. Under today's rules, you keep what you earn after income tax. Under the new rules, you'll either add 20% VAT to your prices or you'll absorb it. If you charge £50 for a cut and colour, you'd now need to bill £60 just to stand still. If you're scared of losing clients and keep your prices the same, you'll hand £8.33 of every £50 straight to HMRC. That's 17% of your margin gone.
So, sorry to interrupt her again. As you said there, I'm dropping it from 90,000 to 30,000. Instantly adding about a tenner onto 50 quid haircuts or colour and blow, whatever she charging for 50 quid. We're adding a tenner on instantaneously after the budget. So price is instantly going up by what? 20% at the budget. This isn't inflation of any kind. This is just, well, it's a tax grab. To be honest, it's a tax grab. So this again, as you said, could absolutely cripple the small businesses. Prices have to go up. People possibly can't afford it. It's all the knock-on effects that are caused by this. But again, small businesses, again, it's no surprise to me because this is how you get rid of all the small businesses. To be honest, and again, it might not kill them all on this budget, but there's more budgets to come. I mean, the more budgets to come as it gets worse, these people, thingy business owners who aren't the global elite, will be crippled every budget systematically till they've got nothing left. Again, inheritance tax on people. Again, within 2 generations, they could have everything off everybody the way it's going. And if they keep bringing in more rules and down on the inheritance tax, the limits, etc., etc., within 2 generations, they could literally have everything off everybody. By 2030, you will own nothing. You will own nothing and be happy by 2030 was the call. Wasn't my call. I didn't call that. The Economic Forum did. So by 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. Can anyone tell what it is yet, folks? You know what I mean? Can anyone tell what it is yet? You know, the old, was it Rolf Harris? Rolf Harris, not a popular character, but can anyone tell what it is yet? Unfortunately, that saying means a lot right now. Can you see what's coming down the line? Is kind of what's staying. Most people don't understand economics, so no, they can't. This is why I'm making this video. We're in for a shit show again, yet again, another shit show in Britain. Would anyone believe it? Would anyone believe that the shit show Britain is there's going to be another shit show? Would you believe it? Yes, you would. So honestly, it's real bad news. To be honest, real bad news for everybody involved, for everybody, small businesses, landlords, the general public, all getting fucked over here in one massive go. And as I said many times so far, there's another budget in 4 months. There is another budget in 4 months' time. So anyway, let's carry on.
instantly. And it's not just hairdressers, it's builders, tutors, driving instructors, virtual assistants, Etsy sellers, anyone making around £575 a week. Those businesses will now have to either raise prices or deliberately earn less to stay under the limit. Both crush growth. The government will call it levelling the playing field, but really it's levelling down. Once
Yeah, we'll crush growth. Few people have mentioned this. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, who has no qualifications in economics by the looks of things. Um, yeah, you're killing everything. You're absolutely killing everything. It crushes growth. But they know that. They know that. If she knows it and I know it, they know it. You know what I mean? They know fine well what they're doing. Again, people can't seem to grasp that this is a global agenda to absolutely cripple all the economies. Again, by 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. So we have to get there, you know what I mean? We have to get that statement was made. It wasn't made for the fun of things. It was made because that's the crack. By 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. So in the next 4 years, we have to get there. Well, here's the first hurdle. This is literally the first hurdle in taking everything off you. You will own nothing by 2030 and apparently be happy. So here's the first hurdle in taking everything off you.
people cross that 30 grand line, they'll find themselves drowning in admin and they will fall behind. HMRC penalties will follow. So, what can you do? Start tracking your rolling 12-month turnover. Use VAT inclusive pricing now so clients adjust early. Upgrade to MTD ready software before it becomes mandatory. Build a VAT buffer. Set aside 1/5 of income every month. Plan your structure. A limited company might offset some costs. Because if this change lands, survival will belong to the prepared. 8% national insurance on rental income. Now let's move to landlords because they're next in the firing line. For the first time ever, the Treasury is proposing to add 8% national insurance to rental income. Landlords already pay income tax on profits, 20%, 40%, or 45%. Add 8% NI, and suddenly you're looking at 28% to 53% in total. Let's put that in real numbers. A landlord with 20 grand profit currently pays £4,000 tax, keeping 16 grand. With NI, they pay an extra 1,600, keeping 14,400. That's a 30% increase in their tax bill overnight. And who absorbs that? Not the landlord, the tenant. Rents will rise, small landlords will sell, institutional landlords, pension funds, and corporations will buy the stock. And the result? Fewer independent owners, higher rents, less competition. It's being branded as fairness.
It's absolutely not. No, at all. It's the complete opposite. It's taking all your property and everything you own off you, so that ultimately the state owns everything, controls everything, and you're not literally not allowed to fart anymore. Is kind of where it's going. So I've mentioned this a few times. To be honest, nobody, literally nobody, is going to like the New World Order. Nobody, like nobody, other than the global elite who built the New World Order. Nobody is going to like the New World Order. It's a shit show. Oh, now we get there is a bigger shit show than the actual New World Order. To be fair, I mean, at least the New World Order's a bit of peace in the end. But we've got a shit storm to come before we get there. So yeah, we're in a lot of trouble here. I've mentioned this for a while because we're in a lot of fucking trouble. Like we really are. We really are. Nobody, I think, can completely understand how much fucking trouble we're really in here. I mean, we've got a World War Three in here as well. To be fair, a World War Three. Never mind the economic collapse. There's all the fucking shitstorm and fucking fake alien invasion apparently is coming as well. Believe it or not. There's a real spectacle coming. To be honest, but it's a bad spectacle. So let's continue. But it gets worse. There's more to come.
But what it really means is if you try to build wealth outside of PAYE, we'll take it like PAYE. So what do? Model your rental profit under the 8% rule. Reprice early, small rent increases now are easier than sharp hikes later. Review your structure, company ownership might help offset costs. Keep 1 month's rent aside per property as a tax reserve. Because once this hits, HMRC will treat rent exactly like salary and expect payment quarterly. The annual property tax, replacing stamp duty. Stamp duty land tax, that painful one-off when you buy a home, could soon be gone. replaced by something far worse, an annual property tax. Homes worth over 500 grand could face an annual levy of 0.5% of value. A £600,000 home is £3,000 per year forever. A £1 million home, £5,000 a year. And if it's a second home or held in...
So, £1 million home, £5,000 a year, she mentions there. What the problem with that is, again, there's more budgets to come, the inflation, the currency is devaluing. So basically, it starts if your home's worth £500,000, but due to the nature of inflation, um, your house, say your house is worth £400,000, then in no time at all, really, it'll be worth £500,000 due to money devaluing. So you will eventually end up in over this threshold, and your house will have to pay £5,000 a year forever. That's £5,000 a year forever. So again, it's stamp duty just when you bought and sold your home. These lot want you to pay now a wealth tax on your home forever, literally every year. If your house is worth £1 million, £5,000 a year every year. So again, it's not a lot of money if you think, oh, your house is worth £1 million, but this situation is going to get worse and worse and worse. And these rules will still exist. They're not going to be taken away. They're going to be added to as this gets worse and worse and worse. And the end, the end result, to be honest, is you will own nothing and be happy. Well, you probably won't be happy. That's the beauty of that statement. That only half of it's right. You will own nothing, but you will live in a shit show and not be happy is probably a better statement, to be honest. But the statement was made, you'll own nothing and be happy, but they were just being cunts about it as usual. So this is what's going down, to be honest. I've been trying to tell everybody for a while that this is what's going down because nobody understands economics or fucking can see 10 minutes down the road, most people. Yeah, you don't look to the future. You just live in the now. I mean, no offense to anybody who does that. You can kind of live and do what you want, to be honest. But you didn't realise that there was a load of people in the background here hell bent on absolutely fucking you over till the day you die. So you can wander blindly into the future if we lived in this world where everything was kosher and we didn't have any enemies. But we don't. We've got a lot of fucking enemies here, so walking blindly into the night or into the future was never an option, to be honest. Absolutely never an option. Nobody bothered to fucking tell you before me that this isn't an option here. You need to wake the fuck up, open your eyes, and see what's going down here. That's the song. Hey children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Is the song. Hey children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. So I mean, there's a million songs you could use. Land of Confusion, Ball of Confusion, fucking the shit, the fucking Welcome to the Shit Show. So I won't play the rest of it, but if you want to, again, if she goes into the full thing, I've played half there, but you can kind of from half realise she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Um, and she's a good person to listen to for economic information. To be honest, I can basically tell you it's all going to shit because I know enough to know that it's all going to shit and why. But the actual individual, like this last truly knows economics by the looks of it. You know what I mean? Truly knows economics, the ramifications of what's going to happen with all these implementations. So a good person to follow for me. Anyway, I've subscribed and I'll be keeping an eye because again, she kind of knows what the fuck's going on, to be honest, and how this is gonna be far-reaching and affect everybody. And again, as I keep mentioning multiple times in this is what I really need to ram home here. This is only the next budget. There's another budget in 4 months, and this is just going to get worse. And they're just going to cripple us every single time till we have nothing, nothing, right? That's what's going to happen if we don't wake the fuck up and do something about it. What we can do, I do not know. You can't trump maths is a problem. But we could just start the economy again, I suppose. But I don't know, you know what I mean? But we need some plans. But the first plan is wake the fuck up because we're in a lot of shit. I'll leave it there. Peace.